Hello, happy Friday. This is the Battle Captain. Today I'll be talking to somebody who was in my company. He wasn't actually in my platoon, so he saw a little bit different stuff than I saw. I've talked about the bank robbery before. I just touched on it, and that's primarily because I don't know a lot about it. This Marine knows a whole lot more about it than I do because he was there for a lot longer than I was. So hopefully he can clear up some misconceptions, fill in some blanks, and maybe give you a good story. How's it going? Long time no see, man.
Hello, good to see you, good sir.
How you been?
Oh, yeah, good, good. Hanging in there.
The main story that I want to know about because okay, so I was there the day of the bank robbery, right? But I was
Oh,
only
yes.
I
Yeah.
was I was only there for a couple hours, right?
We
Because
didn't we hey, we did not rob a bank. We secured a bank from being looted.
yeah, we secured a bank from being looted. It's the same thing, dude. Like if you if you
let's
if you go into a bank and you pull money out of it, it doesn't matter.
without
It's
having a debit card.
it's a robbery, right? It doesn't matter
When
like what
you're
the
when
purpose
you're when
was.
you're filling up sandbags full of money and just taking them out of the bank without actually
Yeah.
having an account. Wait, that's called a bank robbery. But
Yeah,
I'll have to leave that to the experts.
technically speaking, it might not have been a bank robbery, but on the other hand, technically speaking, it was. Um,
Money out of the bank.
so what do you remember about it?
Um, so we were at the governor's compound. We'd we'd already made our way into Baghdad. We were securing the city, and that's where they posted us up as inside those gates in front of
Hmm. Yeah, I
across the
remember.
street from that building that basically looked like it should have fell down, but it I was like, you know what? I will give it up to those Iraqis. That building was decimated and it did not fall down.
They had
So
skyscrapers that were completely
9/11,
gutted and still
the Twin
standing.
Towers, if you take anything away from that whole, you probably should have built that building like that building because that was decimated and it was still standing. So big up to you on that construction. Um,
You hear that? If you're from
Goddamn.
Iraq, that's a plug for your engineers
Whoever
and
built that
construction
building,
workers.
you did it good because that whole thing was the inside of it was Swiss cheese and it was still awake. It was still standing. So big up. But no, like we were across the street from that thing and we were in the government compound and we were HNS, so we're like the platoon. We basically support all the line platoons, and they were all doing their thing, probably securing everywhere else. If not, just taking a break because they've been getting their kicked for the last 2 months of doing everything and anything.
Yeah,
So
second platoon was actually in the Christian neighborhood that day.
I'm sure they were providing all the Christian religious support that those Iraqis needed.
Oh no,
We're
actually
probably
the
just tagging up the neighborhood with graffiti.
no, we were actually burying weapons caches in the middle of a traffic circle for everyone to dig up after we
Sick.
left.
So there you go. There's Saddam's old fat face. That's from the outside of Baghdad when we took that marine, or the not the marine, but the military base. We found all the caches that we all got. I got my short stock AK. My SK, a bunch of other different stuff. All the stuff that we couldn't keep and had to throw away. But you can see it has bull holes in it. There's a little
Man, how'd you
photo
get
next
that
to it
back?
from the grunts cutting it down. I rolled it up, put it in my seat bag.
Oh, nice. I thought you maybe brought the whole frame back.
No, no,
That's
we cut
cool.
it up into pieces. I just so happened to get a good chunk of his face, so you just see it. But
That's history on your
yeah.
wall.
So we were in the governor's compound, just hanging out, and they needed like basically a fast response because the SEALs had responded and basically like stopped these people from looting this bank. They basically had set it on fire to get into the vault and get inside to the money. The SEALs, the money that was no longer even, we were like, you could give a chunk of that stuff to somebody and, maybe get a soda. Like the money that was defunct at that point, there's no government, so there's nothing to back it up.
I was more referring to the American money because when I was
That's
there,
what we were looking for.
well, when I was there was a track full of American $100 bills. I climbed up on top of it, and
That was the dinar, man. I'll show you the
really,
picture. I'll show you the picture of it was Sergeant and Kelly on top of it. But we filled up a whole entrance. So, anyways, yeah. So the SEALs had like stopped them from going into it. They kind of somewhat sealed off, and they were trying to pull the money out, but they all started getting smoke inhalation because the place was basically smoldering still. Like as we went in every time, like you could feel it. It went from like Iraqi 85 degrees to like probably 120 degrees, and then like smoke and everything else. And we were just pulling out bundles and bundles, throwing it inside of sandbags, going back and forth, in and out. And yeah, the steel started dropping like flies. But us trackers, we'll suck some diesel, eat some fumes. Like, oh,
we don't care.
we don't give like, that shit smells good to me.
So hold on, because maybe I'm misremembering that, because when I got there, I was blown away because they told us, they said, if anybody takes any of this cash, we'll make an example of you. I remember that part.
No, we all took a bunch, but I mean, we had a whole Amtrak full of it. We never found. I never saw any American money. All I saw was
because what I saw was American $100 bills.
Mm-mm.
And
I can show you the photo.
I will swear to that fact to this day. Like, I know.
I can send you the photo. Kelly will too.
I have the photo already, I think, if it's the same one I'm thinking of.
It's on the back of the Amtrak, and it's all Iraqi dinar. I wish it was. So that's the whole thing. Like we were all going in there like hard charging, hoping that we could find the American money, but it never got there. And then like we
okay, then where the hell did I see American money then? That had to
tell me, man.
Okay, so our third section was over there. At least in this incident that I'm talking about. Maybe it was a different incident.
Might have been. I just know about the SEALs and us.
Do you remember being there? Steph's aren't.
It was like me, Kelly, a lot of H&S platoon for the most part.
There were like offices, and then upstairs, I think on the second floor, there was.
No, it was like a bottom floor. It was like a bottom floor. You walk in, and then like it was all on fire. It's still like
no, that was
still smoldering, and then you'd go down and like almost kind of like a basement, like drop down thing. And
that's not what I'm talking about then,
bro. I mean, I'm sure we were all on our own crazy little like missions.
So this place, there was a really nice office building. Right, you go upstairs, and upstairs they had a refrigerator. I don't remember if it was still on or something, but it was still cold, and it had bottles of water in it. And there were like a bunch of desks and stuff, like it had been, some used for some kind of business purpose. There was a big conference room up there. It was pretty nice.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Let me see if I can pull up the picture of. I don't know if it's going to translate very well through me showing off my phone. I know Kelly could show it to you too.
Well, I think I have a copy of the one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just them, and it's just the whole Amtrak full of dinar. The whole thing is full. We filled up the entire back of it, and then as much as we could fill, and then they were like, "All right, the sun's going down. We can't take any more. Let's just get the fuck out of here." And then as soon as we left, they just swarmed the bank and took the rest. And then
Maybe I
and then we
wasn't
had
there
to
then.
and then we had to take it back to the rear to logistics and just threw it in a Connex box.
So that day I had to bring a translator over. Do you remember ever having a translator nearby or
No, my dude,
whatever? Okay.
never.
Like that was the only reason I was over in that area.
We never had a translator. Okay.
He was a staff sergeant.
Yeah, we never had a translator.
Hmm. And then when you go in the gate, like if you're looking at the gate, you look to the right and there was a track full of money, and you look to the left and there was track on the left side, and then some other stuff. I don't remember everything else that was there.
We brought the track back to like the governor's compound for a little bit, like I said, and then from there we basically took it back to the rear, and like the whole way back to the rear, we were throwing out like bundles of money like Robin Hood.